I came down here initially to become fluent in Spanish. For some reason, I felt called to work with communities who were facing language barriers. Through my experience in the rural communities, I just fell in love with the country. It was never my intention to stay, but I managed to piece together some volunteer work. I helped one child get an education, another child with medicine, and slowly that evolved into this program that we now call Education and Hope. My name is Julie Coyne. I've been living in Quetzaltenango, Guatemala, Xela as it's called here, since 1994. In 2 weeks I'll have my 24th anniversary. Being, a college graduate with a wonderful education, but being broke and living thousands of miles from the people I loved, it wasn't an obvious choice. But when I was at Wake Forest, my women's studies courses, many of them dealt with global injustice. And it seemed natural when I came to Guatemala and I was encountering families who didn't have enough to eat, children who didn't have shoes. ¿Qué tal está? Gracias. Gracias por invitarnos a su casa. A situation where $15 a year could keep a child from attending school. I needed to make an intense effort to focus on the present moment. Education and Hope, it began with education. However, I was very naive to think that all you need to do is offer a child a good education and then end of story. You have to take into consideration all of those aspects of health and hygiene and mental health and well-being to help a child achieve in school. What's complicated is there are so many levels and layers to the work that we do here. I still haven't really perfected the elevator speech to explain it. This is how the day really works. In the morning, the señoras go to the market, then they prepare the vegetables and they start cooking. Buenos días, señoras. This is the center of operations back here, the kitchen. At 1 o'clock, the kids will come for lunch. So then the whole atmosphere completely changes. This is where the kids come to receive tutoring after school. We'll pop our heads in a few classes. Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo están? ¿Podemos entrar? Sí. We started out with basically a dozen kids, and now we do the same and even more for 105 kids daily. And looking at what and who we are today, it's hard to imagine that I had no expectations of what it needed to be. It was just outreach, kind of a heart-to-heart. You have a need, I know how to fill that need. Let's work together. Even if a child doesn't go on to make straight A's, I like to say that my goal is to ensure that every child who walks through the door knows without a doubt that they are loved. A child who is secure and healthy and happy and loved is going to go on to create a family where health and happiness and love are priorities. And those are the engaged citizens that will be building the future of Guatemala.